Hey there, everybody. Matt Carter here.
And Jessica Carter from CARTERMATT.com.
This video is our reaction to Blue Blood Season 10, Episode 11, and also a look ahead to Episode 12, Where the Truth Lies, airing on Friday. It is the return of Luis Delgado.
Yes!
The part of the story I am clearly the most excited about.
Me too. We love Lou Diamond Phillips.
Anytime you put him and Donnie Wahlberg, just allow them to have fun together. Like it's always going to turn out all right, and it's also kind of like the unfair standard that I sort of hold the rest of every other Danny storyline too, where it's like you must be as good as Delgado, and that's why I've probably been on here complaining about the Danny storylines this season.
Yeah, well, partially. Also, the Danny storylines this season haven't been as good as I was hoping that they would be. Although, this past one with the ambulance situation, that was pretty good.
Yeah, no, I don't have any big complaints with that. I mean, I don't have any big complaints with this episode really in general, though. I mean, it doesn't necessarily feel like there's going to be that many like super memorable things down the road. But before we talk about anything else, if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any other updates. I kind of feel like the one thing that may sort of come back around is, are Frank and the new mayor actually going to, I don't want to say get along, but are they capable of compromise?
Yeah, it seems like that is a possibility here. The end of the episode brought that idea together, that Frank is going to come up with an idea for the homelessness issue that's going on, and the mayor is ready to hear it. And that's good. I mean, usually it's always kind of like with Frank and the mayor. So to start it out this way feels pretty solid. It would be neat to see a different shift.
It would be, and I kind of wonder this. And I mean, I'm not getting too much into current events or anything, but I almost kind of wonder if Blue Bloods, like a lot of other shows, sort of like takes its cue from what's happening sort of in the real world, where because like all institutions are so dysfunctional right now and nobody ever really gets along with anything, that maybe Blue Bloods is trying to be like almost moralistic here and being like, see, these two people can get along even if they're both the most stubborn people imaginable.
Yeah, there's some sort of common ground here.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe it's a message. I don't know if that's the case, but I don't know. We'll probably see the mayor again, I'm guessing, before the end of this season.
For sure. The thing that I really liked about this episode that gave me some hope for JAMKO working together again is that we had Jamie say that he's going to work on Saturdays, and Eddie has now also said that she's going to work on Saturdays. So I'm hoping that they can be working together, and I don't know if it's a situation where, if it's during the week, you guys can't be on the same shifts, but maybe Saturdays you can be. Maybe there's a different person in there that she can report to, and they can both work the same time. Because I was a little bit worried when Jamie said, listen, I'm going to be working Saturdays. As soon as that happened, I heard myself in my head say exactly what Eddie was saying, which was, we already have spent enough time together, and now this.
I'm trying to think of a good word for this, because it's like, casual Fridays. Maybe there's like casual Saturdays where in the world of Blue Bloods, the rules are a little bit, you can play fast and loose with them.
Yeah, and it might be like that, and that would be really great. Like, I don't expect that I'm going to get everything back that I had when they were both working on the streets together. It's a different dynamic now. I get that. I've made peace with that. I've let that go. But them working these separate shifts has been really tough for me, as well as them, obviously, for this first half of the season. I've been waiting for them to find a way to bring them back together. And I mean, it's possible that this Saturday they're both working is just a one-off of this episode, and we're never going to see it. But I'm hoping that this is actually opening a door to a little bit of balance where they will be working Saturdays together, and then we can have home life, work life. Everybody's happy. I'm happy. That's what I care about. So good for you, Blue Bloods. Bring me the Saturday work shift. I'm in it.
I would be kind of happy if, and we know this just from, like, speaking with Criminal Minds showrunner Erica Mess earlier this week, that they're doing an episode of that show that's like, set on a Saturday, and it's sort of like what all the characters are doing on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Can Blue Bloods just steal this idea for an episode, and you get, like, Jamie and Eddie at work, and then maybe you have, like, Danny, I don't know what Danny's doing. Maybe he's like going to a baseball game and yelling at players or something. I know Frank's a big hockey guy, so
Yep.
I think that would be kind of fun, but it's probably never going to happen. But, a man can dream.
Yeah, and I would like to see it. So hopefully this wasn't just sort of a one-off thing for this episode.
Yeah.
Let's have it.
Well, the other stuff within this episode, I mean, the Danny stuff I think was at least enjoyable.
Yeah, I haven't been the biggest fan of Danny's stories. It's been kind of hit and miss. This one was pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, I feel like it had a little bit more substance to it. I think it had a little just different stakes. I want to see Danny interact with as many different people as possible over an episode, and I like seeing him and Jamie kind of doing some stuff together.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, because it kind of feels like almost a crossover, even though it's the same show.
It's true. They do like to keep the stories kind of separate when it comes to that stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see that crossover.
Yeah, it's just fun when you get people thrown into the same world together. So that's probably the part of it I appreciated the most.
Yeah.
And with Erin sort of taking on this case where the judge makes this verdict that's like not kosher with what she thinks it should be doing.
Yeah, and she dug deeper into the story and figured out that there's a connection there with the judge and this guy and why she wanted to give this guy a chance. And it's a story that was okay. It just wasn't anything that's going to stick with me.
Yeah, I feel like this is mostly just Erin padding her resume now so that she has an even bigger case to be DA down the road where she can have like the commercial where she's like, I took on judges. I took on all these other people. I stopped Anthony from being Batman. Okay, I don't know if that's really the case, but
that's not the case. We'll see that again,
probably.
I feel.
But so moving into episode 12 though, speaking of crossovers, Erin, Eddie joining forces. It feels almost like a reverse of like, remember right before the wedding last season, Erin and Eddie were kind of like going at it?
Yep.
This is, they get to actually collaborate on something. We don't really know what, but...
No, but I'm pretty excited to see that. It's been a cool season for that, of kind of this crossover, we'll call it, of people that you don't really get to see working together a lot or sharing a lot of screen time together, we'll call it that.
Yeah.
Like we saw with Eddie and Baker, which, we're living for over here. We need more of that. But no, I really want to see this. I'm very excited about this.
I think the reason why this is probably the one good thing that's come from Jamie and Eddie not working together as much, as it's like it's kind of forcing the writers to be like, okay, we need to figure out what we can give these characters to make their story dynamic, especially Eddie, because she's not like one of the core Reagans.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a little bit more of a challenge.
It is, but the more, now that she is part of the Reagans, the more that she can work and interact with everyone else and have these moments, I'm really appreciating them to bring her more into the fold.
Well, let's talk now, though, about the main event of episode 12, the return of Delgado. So, how this came about, I think this is interesting in itself, because I'm not doing it, not trying to name drop here, but Lou Diamond Phillips quote tweeted something I wrote about this, and it made it clear that Prodigal Son, he's series regular over on Prodigal Son.
You're my favorite.
Well, I'm trying to not pick up the names and drop, but no, I wasn't sure he was going to be able to appear this season because he is very busy now. It's different than, last year when he had a little bit more flexibility in his schedule. But he said that Prodigal Son and the people there were nice enough to give him just enough time so he could go over and do another episode. Originally, he was actually going to direct an episode this season, but it seems like because Prodigal Son got picked up for more episodes, that's probably not going to happen. But he will be back here as Delgado, and he is looking for some sort of deal from Danny and Baez. If you want me to turn on my old pals in the cartel, you got to make sure my kids are okay.
Yeah, and that's really the main motivating factor I can think that he would actually turn on the cartel. It's got to be something big.
Yeah, and the thing
that's bigger than family.
Exactly, and that's kind of what I have really liked about the Delgado character, is that when we first met him, he was just like bad guy, and that was like all he really was, just a bad guy played by a really good actor. And now it's sort of like the more we find out about him, it's like, oh, that man has a family, and, you know, there are things that he cares a lot about, and now he wants vengeance on Danny Trejo, and it's like, okay, there's a lot of stuff to Luis Delgado.
Well, and I really like that connection, too, because you do have Danny, who's the law, and then you have Delgado, who's not the law, but they do have this connection, and the connection is family.
Yeah, and I think that's sort of where they're able to relate to each other. I remember their scenes the last time that Lou Diamond was on an episode, and it was just so good. I mean, just that simple scene, you know, with Delgado sitting behind the bars and him and Danny talking. It was just like a right gut punch to the heart sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I think they both kind of bring their A game for these scenes.
They do. There's a really nice chemistry between these two. It feels like they're friends. And,
it does.
And that there's more than just, oh, we're two actors here doing this. There's something very real there, and it helps bring it out of these two actors to bring into their characters. It is really good, and I'm really looking forward to this.
It doesn't just feel like it's a job for the two of them together. And
no.
The thing that's weird to me, and I mean, I get it, CBS, I know you love Tom Selleck and his mustache and his avocados.
That's me.
Oh, you love his avocado. Somebody loves his avocado.
I love his avocados.
But Tom Selleck, he could have a storyline that is just like Tom Selleck walks by a gym, and then that would be the story that they would lead with in the promos, because they're just, okay, they love Tom Selleck, and it's weird to me that
they do, and they know what the star power is. Come on, it's Tom Selleck. He's an icon, and I'm not saying that like Donnie Wahlberg isn't, because he is too.
Yeah.
I grew up with New Kids on the Block. He is an icon as well.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that they didn't promote this in the promo with Lou Diamond Phillips, and instead they went with Frank, even though it's an emotional story for Frank, because he's having to deal with a widow who's blaming Frank, and by extension, I guess, the NYPD, for her husband taking his own life. And, you know, that's obviously really serious subject matter. I think it's going to be painful. I think this will probably be one of Tom's more emotional performances on the season.
Yeah.
And I do like it when Blue Bloods, like, they're not afraid to take this stuff on.
They're really not afraid to take this stuff on, and that is one of the things that I really appreciate about this show, is that they will take on harder subjects. Like earlier we had with Henry and Danny, and talking about like Alzheimer's and dementia and those types of fears, and that's really heavy stuff too. It's disease that is just, it's the absolute worst. My grandmother has Alzheimer's. It's horrible. So I mean, I love that this show will bring these out into the forefront, shine a spotlight on them, have us talking about it, and have us, after the show is over, still talking about it. I mean, that episode with Henry was months ago now, and I'm still talking about it. It was a really great episode, and it really hit me, and that is one of the things that this show does better than any others.
Yeah, and I think it will be presented in a way that's sensitive, and I think they will hopefully send a message out to people about it. I mean, all jokes aside about the promo department, I do recognize this is an important one for Frank, and we'll see exactly what unfolds. And we will see you hopefully here on Friday when we discuss this episode and look a little bit towards the future. I mean, it is possible this episode coming up is going to be the last one for a little while, so kind of store that in the back of your head. Now, let's hear from you guys. What do you want to see on Blue Bloods coming up, especially with Delgado? Share in the comments. And if you like this video, just give us a like, subscribe, and you can support us further by checking that link in the description to the CARTERMATT store. And we'll see you here next time.